Welcome to Week 10 of the Iowa Conference Series here on YouTube, as we are somehow already starting to wrap up the regular season and what has been another exciting season. And before we get into this week's matchups, have to give a big shout out to a couple of Starmont stars as they sweep the National Player of the Week awards. Offensively, Anwar Johnson has 28 carries for 219 yards and 5 touchdowns with 2 catches for 23 yards and a touchdown in their blowout win over Cedar Rapids Prairie. Meanwhile, defensive end Kai Gilbertson has 4 tackles and 3 sacks in that win over Prairie. So Anwar Johnson and Kai Gilbertson of Starmont are your National Players of the Week. And they have just dropped the first projected college football playoff bracket as they have started to release those rankings. So let's take a quick look at that. If the postseason started today, all 4 user teams would be in. Right now, it has Ohio State hosting UCF, the winner playing Oregon in the Rose Bowl. Cedar Falls would go to Georgia, and the winner would play Starmont in the Peach Bowl. Don Bosco, with another second straight year of a home playoff games, they would host Florida, and the winner plays Virginia Tech in the Fiesta Bowl. And Waverly-Shell Rock, right now projected to go into the college football playoff for the first time in program history. They would host Michigan State, with the winner playing Baylor in the Sugar Bowl. And here's a look at those results from last week. First of all, Don Bosco stays ranked 3rd in the country after they beat Grundy Center 44-27. Cedar Rapids Kennedy having a rough year. They fall again to Williamsburg, this time 27-23. Gladbrook Rhinebeck, good win over City High 46-32. Starmont is number 2 in the country, and they're still undefeated after a dominant win over Cedar Rapids Prairie 70-14. Cedar Falls bounces back in a big way as they beat Central City in dominant fashion 63-7. Iowa City West, too much for Waterloo Columbus 41-21. Solon gets a road win at Waterloo West 31-24. And Waterloo East is running out of chances for their first win of the year as they fall at home in non-conference play to Pittsburgh 27-3. The Trojans are 0-8 on the season. And now let's take a look at our user matchups this week, and we have to start with the National Game of the Week, as it is a top 5 unbeaten showdown at GoHawk Stadium in Waverly, as number 2 Starmont will hit the road to take on number 4 Waverly-Shell Rock. Somebody's going to drop their first game of the season. That's going to be an excellent showdown there in Bremer County. And other user matchups, Don Bosco is back at home as they will host the Trojans of Iowa City West. And Cedar Falls also has an Iowa City opponent as they head down to Johnson County to take on the Little Hawks of City High. In non-user action, Waterloo East looking for their first win of the year as they will host Solon in a Thursday night matchup. Cedar Rapids Prairie stays in the city of Cedar Rapids as they take on Kennedy at Kingston Stadium. Waterloo Columbus will host Grundy Center, and Central City hosts Gladbrook Rhinebeck in a real-life 8-player battle. So those are the matchups this week, and of course we have to start with the National Game of the Week at GoHawk Stadium in Waverly. Number 2 Starmont and number 4 Waverly-Shell Rock. Both are 8-0 and undefeated. Somebody will no longer be undefeated here in just a matter of minutes. Let's get out to Bremer County right now for this big-time showdown. And here we are at GoHawk Stadium, Starmont football first, and right out of the gate, Elijah Fitzgerald looking deep. He's got Michael Hilton, and on the first play from scrimmage, the Stars are going to go 75 yards to the house. What an explosive start for Starmont as they look to stay unbeaten. The GoHawks also unbeaten so far this season. Hermanson's going to send a man in motion. It is a pop pass to Juan Vaughn's on 4th down, but that's going to be a big tackle for loss as Clayton Octavian got back to him. And Starmont would waste no time getting their second score of the game as Fitzgerald finds Anwar Johnson. And Starmont is rolling at 14-0, the advantage 90 seconds into the game. But the GoHawks have the ball deep down into the Starmont territory. Hermanson getting out of the pocket, but that's intercepted. It's picked off by Alfonso Chester, and he's got a foot race to the end zone, past the 50, going to the 30. Nobody's going to catch him. Alfonso Chester, pick 6. What a big-time play there. But now it is Waverly-Shell Rock football again, and this fullback dive's working to perfection. Hugh Kraus gets a big gain, and he's going to go all the way. It is a 65-yard fullback dive for a touchdown as Waverly-Shell Rock is on the board, but they still trail 21-7 to Starmont. The Stars looking to respond here late first quarter. Michael Hilton has a couple steps on his defender, and he's going to go to the house. 52 yards on that touchdown, as Michael Hilton has been open all day so far in this one. He's had such a great season already. And now here on 3rd down, the GoHawks go to their backup fullback, and he's going to get the first down all the way down to the 16. Big-time gain there. Here on 4th down, Hermanson getting out of the pocket, looking end zone. He's got a man, and that's going to be caught. That's Verone Valentine in there for a touchdown. and Waverly-Shell Rock will get back on the board, but they are still down big here. 28-14, down by a couple of scores, and here comes Javius Bond, getting past a couple of defenders, and now we might go all the way to the 25, 15, 10, 5, touchdown for Starmont as Javius Bond goes to the house that time. Big time run for the senior out of Macon, Georgia. And Starmont up 35-14, fourth down here for the Go-Hawks. Hugh Krause on the fullback dive, but that's not going to go very far. And that will be a turnover on downs, and Anwar Johnson would respond with a touchdown. Touchdown for Starmont as they lead Waverly-Shell Rock 42-14 here with 2.5 minutes to go until the break. As it's all Starmont so far in this one, but Waverly-Shell Rock trying to get things going here on this special teams play. This is George Darden on the kick return, and he's got a huge return up past midfield to the 35, finally dragged down all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big-time return there. Hermanson trying to make something happen, takes his shot, but that's going to be intercepted. It is picked off by Starmont as they get another turnover. Larry Willies that time with the pick as they lead 41-14 here after less than 2 minutes to go until the break. Another deep shot for Hilton. That's caught. It's a foot race to the end zone. Is he going to do it again? Yes, he is. This time 78 yards to the house for Hilton. He's got 3 touchdown grabs already today. What a performance he's putting together. The Go-Hawks still trying to get something going here as Hermanson's going to step up in the pocket. He's got a first down and more. There's a nice gain as he tiptoes the sideline, stays in bounds, and gets all the way down to the 38. Here on third down, they're going to go with a pop pass to Lucas O'Doyle. He gets outside, but he's not going to get out of bounds. They're out of timeouts, so I don't think they're going to be able to stop the clock here as they're going to send the field goal team out there, but they cannot stop the clock, and that will be the half as they trail 47-14. Starmont all over Waverly-Shell Rock in the first half. Here a pop pass to O'Doyle once again on fourth down. He's getting to the edge. He's going to be close, but he's going to be a yard short. That's a turnover on downs. Very next play, Fitzgerald gets out of the pocket, but that's a mistake as he throws a pick. That's going to be intercepted by Waverly-Shell Rock, but now Starmont does get the football back, and here comes Anwar Johnson. Blocking is there. Gets up to the 30-yard line, to the 20. Nobody's going to catch him. Anwar Johnson, 66 yards to the house. He's having quite the day, and he's having quite the season, the current Heisman frontrunner. Fitzgerald hit as he throws this time, however, and that's going to be intercepted. A pick for Waverly-Shell Rock, as that's a great return on the other end. CJ Major finally makes the tackle, but Devin Ray on the pick. The Go-Hawks trying to make something happen, as here comes Jack Borders. Good carry there as he's going to get inside the 10 all the way down to the 8-yard line. As the Go-Hawks try to punch one in, Hermanson dancing around in the pocket, goes to the end zone. That's going to be caught, and that's a touchdown for J.C. Hodges on the reception. So the Go-Hawks do get another score on the board, but it's still a big advantage for Starmont, and Javius Bond's going to take the pitch 1 yard to the house. Touchdown in the goal line formation for Starmont and Javius Bond on the carry. As they continue to extend their leads, Waverly-Shell Rock here with less than 2 minutes to play in the game. Hermanson takes a shot, but that's going to be picked. Alfonso Chester has his second pick of the day. He had the pick 6 earlier in the game. There gets another one, as it's going to be Starmont football once again. Already up 63-21. Here comes Bond, who's had a phenomenal football game. He's going to try to spin, gets tackled, but all the way down to the 7. And here at the 2-yard line, they go to Anwar Johnson, and he's going to fall across the goal line for a touchdown. As with the extra point, it'll be a 70-piece today for Starmont as they lead 70-21. Final play of the game here for the Go-Hawks. Hermanson takes a shot deep down the field, but that's another pick for Alfonso Chester. It's a hat trick for him today as he's got 3, and Waverly-Shell Rock falls to Starmont 70-21. What a day for the Stars here at Go-Hawk Stadium. And now we will flip gears over to Don Bosco, who are hosting Iowa City West at Tom Ryan Field in Gilbertville. Don's rocking the all gold here today as it's going to be a play-action pass. McCormick hits him as he throws, and that's going to be intercepted by Exodus Ayers, one of the very best defensive backs in the country this season. Makes the play again as Don Bosco gets the ball to their offense for the first time today, who will try to get down the field and score. And by the way, this is Quintarius Ezike getting his first career start. He is redshirting this year, but this is one of the games he can play. But rough start there as he badly misses that throw. He's disappointed in himself. But that's going to be a sack for Mel Wilson Morel as the safety gets back there on the blitz and gets the sack. Good play there by the Don Bosco defense. Here's 3rd and 14, 3rd and long for the Trojans. And that's going to be a sack for DJ Dingle. The transfer defensive lineman gets back there for the sack. Iowa City West is going to have to punt. And here comes Anwar Johnson. And by the way, you know what a young quarterback's best friend is? It's a great running game as he gets down there all the way to the 7-yard line. We end the first quarter scoreless, but first play of the second quarter, Ezike dropping back, finds a man. It's caught by Braylon Seymour, and that's going to be a touchdown, and that is Quintarius Ezike's first career touchdown pass. By the way, this is not Elijah Fitzgerald being benched by any means, but just an opportunity for Ezike to get some experience here in his redshirt season. 4th and 1 for Iowa City West, but they will convert and pick up the first down. They're going to have 1st and goal down to the 7. Good push there on a 12-yard gain. So they have 1st down and goal to go. Now it's 3rd and goal all the way at the 4. The Trojans trying to strike, and they will. It's a touchdown for Iowa City West as they will get within a point at 7-6, tie the game pending the extra point, and it is tied at 7, but Randy Kelly's going to look to add in a field goal here. That kick is up, and it is good with less than 2 minutes to play in the half. Don Bosco takes the lead 10-7 over the Trojans. Iowa City West trying to take the lead into the locker rooms with a touchdown here. Deep ball down the field, but that's intercepted. And once again, it's Ayers. Exodus Ayers, the second pick of the game, and he will get it all the way down to Iowa City West territory at the 45-yard line. Big-time play for Ayers. He's been a very impactful transfer this year for the Dons. As Ezike drops back in the pocket, get rid of it. That's going to be caught by Seymour. He's got room, and he's going to go all the way. It's a 45-yard touchdown strike. Quintarius Ezike to Braylon Seymour, who's having a fantastic game. His second touchdown catch of the ball game already. As Don Bosco extends their lead 17-7. Iowa City West trying to make a play here. Pockets closing in, and that is going to be picked. What an effort there by Kylan Waters to get in there and force the interception. Good coverage there by Waters, as it's going to go back to Don Bosco, and now they've got another chance to try to make something happen here before the break. Ezike back in the pocket, fires that one across the middle. It's caught by CJ Major. He's got a chance to outrun him, and he will. 53 yards to the house. Ezike showing out in one of only 4 games he's allowed to play in this year as a redshirt freshman. Quintarius Ezike finds CJ Major that time. Less than 30 seconds to go until the break now, as the Trojans trying to make something happen, but as he was cocking back to throw that thing, Reggie York III gets back there for the sack, and that will be the final play of the half. Second half now as Ezike is going to get out of the pocket. Deep shot for Michael Hilton. He connects with him, and that's a big-time gain. Ezike really showing off here. He's going to be a big-time player, a 5-star recruit, and he's playing like it. Here he's going to keep it on the read option, and that's a walk-in touchdown for Quintarius Ezike. The stud true freshman out of South Carolina really showing out here in his opportunity to get the start at quarterback. And he is going to be a special player for the Dons, who lead this one 31-7. The Trojans trying to make something happen. Deep shot down the field. TJ Youssef trying to get there, but he can't make the play. And that is going to be a 63-yard touchdown strike for the Trojans. A rare mistake there defensively today for Don Bosco, as they will go for 2 here with 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Iowa City West trying to get 2 extra points on the board, but Carson Patterson's going to get back there for the sack. A big-time play for the team captain as he gets back there and gets the sack. Fourth quarter now, Ezike finds a man again. It's Michael Hilton, and that's going to be a touchdown. Ezike with 5 touchdowns on the day, 4 through the air, 1 on the ground. He's connected with 3 different receivers for touchdowns, as it's a big-time performance for that true freshman. Don Bosco leads 38-13. Iowa City West trying to make something happen, but that's not going to help. Evan McCormick gets back there for the sack, sets up 3rd and very long. 3rd down and 16, and that is Evan's 10th sack of the season. He's having quite the junior campaign. Iowa City West here with a little over 5 minutes to play in the game, trying to make something happen. All sorts of protection there for the quarterback, and he finds a wide open tight end. Just an absolute coverage breakdown there, as that'll set up 1st down and goal. Now it's 3rd and goal at the 1. It's a run up the middle, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Trojans, as Iowa City West will get back on the board here before the end of the game. But Don Bosco still comfortably ahead 38-20, and Randy Kelly getting set to add 3 more points on a field goal try. The kick is up, and that is good. Randy Kelly has had such a phenomenal season, only missed 1 field goal all year, as Don Bosco leads 41-20 with just over 2 minutes to play in the game. Trojans looking downfield, but that's going to be a sack and a fumble. Evan McCormick on the sack. Duncan Stockton jumps on the football. and Don Bosco is going to get it back with just over 2 minutes to play in the game. Here on 3rd and goal at the 1, Jerron Sunday is going to jump into the end zone for his first score of the day. Sunday, the senior out of Green Bay, Wisconsin, gets into the end zone, and Don Bosco has their way with Iowa City West today as they win this one 48-20. The Dons still just the one loss in the season, and they are rolling as the number 3 ranked team in the country. We'll finish off in Iowa City at Frank Bates Field as the City High Little Hawks host Cedar Falls, and Bryson Conrad gets back there for a big sack for the Tigers to open the game. And now Cedar Falls with the football. Adam Madison in the pocket, but there's pressure, and he's going to get shoved to the ground. A big sack there for Ulysses Washington of City High. Madison, play action pass, getting out of the pocket. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Going to take off towards the end zone, and he will get there. Touchdown, Tigers. Adam Madison's done a fine job scrambling with the football this season. Does it again there as he's into the end zone. City High would get on the board with a field goal, but they kick it away. This is Devontae LeBeau, the freshman out of Florida, on the return. Gets out of the middle of everything and has some room. It's a foot race to the end zone. He's going to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown for the Tigers. Devontae LeBeau with his first career touchdown. Again, a true freshman out of Florida. He returns that one to the house. Here on 2nd down, Madison's going to tuck it and run once again. He's got a path to the end zone. He gets hit from behind. The ball is loose, and City High recovers in the end zone for a touchback. Nearly a touchdown. Instead, the ball goes to the Little Hawks there on that play. But Cedar Falls with 3 seconds to go until the break. Madison trying to make something happen, but he will be sacked, and that will be the half as Cedar Falls leads this contest 14-3 at the break. Second half now, it's a pitch on the outside to Mac Bannister, perfectly blocked play, and Bannister's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown as Cedar Falls extends their lead 21-3. They lead over the Little Hawks here in Iowa City. Another play here for the Tigers. That one goes to the end zone as Deuce Washington, the third, is going to score, and Cedar Falls gets the good advantage on Iowa City High, and they will win this one 28-3. It's not the most exciting game, but they do more than enough as they will remain with just a one loss in the season. And here is a look at the current standings. And you will see a 3-way tie for second as Starmont stands alone at the top. They're 8-0, 9-0 overall. They're almost certainly going to be in the conference championship game. Waverly-Shell Rock, Cedar Falls, and Don Bosco, all 6-1 in conference play. They're 8-1 overall. Cedar Falls lost to Don Bosco. Don Bosco lost to Starmont. Waverly-Shell Rock also lost to Starmont. So if all 3 of those teams remain with one loss all the way through the rest of the season, I have absolutely no clue who will go to the conference championship game. Could not begin to venture a guess. But we will see what happens here the rest of the way. Just a few more weeks of the regular season here. We'll have more next time right here on the Iowa Conference Series on YouTube. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll have more great action coming up for you next time. Thanks for watching.